So I guess this will be my second update about my trans journey, male to female. And it's kind of just a coincidence. I happen to be hiking in Yellowstone. That's just where I felt inspired. But things so far are going really well. I had my first appointment with my therapist on Friday, and Jackson Hole is a really great place because there is a fund that I'm taking advantage of that was offered for people in my situation to kind of get some help that they might need to kind of get through this. I have my first appointment for hormone treatment on this coming Thursday, which is going to be early September on the 4th. And that's mostly, from what I understand, is mostly going to be about blood work and tests and things like that. I don't think I actually get to start the hormones right away, but I don't know. I'm going into this blind. I've read about other people's experiences and things like that, but that's what makes me think it's going to be more about tests and not so much an immediate prescription. But aside from that, things are going well. I've probably told about 7 people thus far, therapists not included. So 8, plus all the anonymous comments and people I've been chatting with online. I found Reddit to be surprisingly helpful. There's a really great group of people on Reddit that are transitioning or have transitioned. They have been incredibly supportive, found a lot of answers. Reddit in general can be hit or miss depending on the subreddit you find, but it turns out the trans community there is incredibly good and helpful. So that has been great. The friends have been very supportive. My therapist told me that I was in a really good position because I'm not really so worried about what people are going to think of me. I think that's, one of the few benefits to transitioning later in life. I don't really care what people think at this point, but my main concern is somebody I work with, him not taking it well, as well as 1 or 2 people in the community I live. So it's not so much I'm worried about what they think, although I'd like to stay on good terms with them. I like all these people. But more it's a fear of loss of employment and housing. And on one hand, employment in Jackson Hole is never hard to come by. If I have to, I can always just get a job that I just don't enjoy as much. I would prefer not to because I really like my job and the guy I work with is super nice. I kind of want to keep a good relationship with him, but I don't know how he's going to react to working with a trans person. We'll see. Sorry if the wind is a problem. Hopefully not. But yeah, not a whole lot else going on. My family, I figure my family, I'm just gonna write them an email. That way I can kind of communicate everything I want to say and without worrying about them interrupting. I know they're not going to take it well. So beyond that, I will communicate what needs to be said and I will leave the rest up to them and just see where that goes. For my daughter's sake, I hope they're at least understanding, but I don't know. They don't think very highly of trans people, and they have made that known. They have made that obvious the last few times I've visited. So we'll just see. That being said, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable with everything. I feel a lot more comfortable with this ongoing transition and the steps I'm taking. I have come to realize that I do not like guys' clothes at all. which is probably why I only bought things out of absolute necessity. I would basically have holes in my clothes before I reluctantly went and got more, and that was just because I didn't want them falling apart, didn't want to appear like I couldn't afford new clothes, or societal norms, shit like that. But yeah, I have never ever liked shopping for male clothes, and now I know why. Just saw some animals running. Looked like pronghorn, maybe. By the way, Pelican Valley in Yellowstone, stunning spot. I also recorded a video for my hiking channel. I'll link that in the description if I ever post this. I don't know if this is for posterity or if I'm actually going to start a channel for this, but yeah, probably one of the most stunning places in Yellowstone you can hike to. The other thing I'm worried about is my voice. I feel like my voice is fairly masculine. I've watched YouTube tutorials on how to feminize it. I don't know if I've been successful or not. Obviously it takes practice. I am probably going to see if I can hire a vocal coach, somebody preferably in Jackson Hole where I live. So that would probably be the best route. I heard a really good report. I read somebody on Reddit saying they hired a vocal coach, and after a lot of lessons and practice, it just became natural to them and they couldn't believe the progress they made. So that sounds like a good route. My therapist was saying vocal surgery can be iffy depending on the doctor, so I prefer not to do that route. Plus I don't have insurance, so I'm going to start saving for one surgery. Just do a one and done. I think one bottom surgery and call that a day. Probably in a year or two, hopefully. Sorry, I keep switching hands. One hand is getting tired. But yeah, so I've decided I'll start saving some money, putting some cash away, and hopefully I can find a hospital and or doctor that will let me do a payment plan, and then just at least have a nice deposit to put down on it. So, that's assuming my car still works and all that stuff lasts. So, yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, this is kind of something me and my therapist were talking about, is why have women been allowed to wear male clothes for decades now, but if a guy wears something feminine, all hell breaks loose. So the more time I've had to sit and think about this, the more it is like an absolute hell yes for me. Nothing else really makes sense. There is a little bit of fear creeping in, like, okay, I'm turning my life upside down. There are a lot of legal matters to take care of, changing your name, things like that, going to different places around town. Once I'm out, being like, hey, I'm not Mike anymore, I'm so-and-so, which still don't have a name. I'm leaning toward a couple, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But yeah, so aside from, aside from a little bit of fear creeping in about logistics and hassle and stuff like that, I mean, if this is something you're struggling with, think about the big picture. Think about 5 years from now when it's all said and done. It's like, do you want to still be hiding it? Do you want to still be struggling with it? Or do you want to be out and about as the person you are? And that's what I go back to. It's like, I want to be out. I want to be the girl I've always felt like. And I don't, the more I think about that, the more it's like, nothing's going to stop this train. This is going. And super excited about it. So yeah, just going to keep on rolling. I will possibly make another update after I have my first hormone appointment. I tried booking with someone locally. I would much rather work with somebody locally, but she had a wait time that was over a month. I don't want to wait that long. So I went online, I found an appointment for the next week, and we're gonna get this thing going. So, yeah, see what happens, and I'll see how the next appointment goes, and see you soon. Just a little add-on to that last video. By the way, I'm in the forest now. Yeah, I hate wearing guys' clothes. I mean, having tried the alternative, I do not want to wear any male clothes at all. I mean, obviously, I have to, because that's the society we live in, and I don't want to get murdered. But, yeah, my hope is that for the next 6, 8, 12 months, however long it's going to take to come out publicly as female, that I won't have to buy one more piece of male clothing. Because, I mean, like I said, I hated buying male clothes before I even realized I was trans, but now, like, that would suck. So, my hope is to stretch out what I have and not have to buy any more male clothes. And hopefully, I can just, my hope is that I'll, yeah, just be able to stretch it and come out and have the clothes I need and just start, you know, kind of trickling in a new wardrobe. And then be me. So we'll see. Hopefully the hormones will take effect relatively quickly, and I won't need to prolong this any longer than I have to, because I can see within a certain amount of time getting depressed over this. I don't want to do that. So my hope, let's say, you know, blood tests, things like that, beginning of September, my hope is by October I will be on hormones, HRT, and October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 7 months. Hopefully I'll have enough to show for it to come out publicly. And yeah, what a great time to be coming out. The end of the winter in Jackson Hole, when the temperatures are getting nice, summer's coming around the corner. Oh, it's gonna be perfect. I hope. I mean, everybody has different experiences with HRT. Some people it takes them a year, some people it takes them 2 years before they start showing. So we'll see. I mean, this is all kind of up to genetics right now. So hopefully I don't have to be this way much longer, and you will start seeing the real me on the outside sooner than later. Time will tell.